what's going to happen with this concentration of money in the SEC and maybe a couple other power conferences, the welfare sports, as I like to call them, the sports that don't generate a dime, no one wants to see, they could potentially be impacted in terms of the SEC will generate enough money that they can have all their welfare sports and the wrestling team and the volleyball team and the softball team, and they can finance all that stuff, track and field that no one wants to see and no one cares about. And those teams can continue to pretend like they're the football and basketball team and jet all over the country. And now maybe that'll be harder for teams in the Big 12 and other conferences to do that. And well, you know what I'm going to say? Good. Because it's just like when these teams, these welfare sport teams, hop on planes and crisscross the country to play here and play, I'm like, what are they doing? Why are they doing this? They don't need to be doing this. And I go back to my high school experience. We got on buses and went and played teams within driving distance of ourselves. I had a great time. It was a great experience. I didn't need to fly across the country to have a great time. I didn't need to stay in some 3, 4, 2-star, 5-star hotel to have a good time. I could go compete and play, hop on a bus afterwards all sweaty and smelly with 40, 50 other guys, drive back to my high school, take a shower, and go home. And it was great. We've spoiled and pampered these athletes and all these other sports that don't generate a penny, and it needs to stop. And so I just went off on a tangent. I want to ask you.
I was going to say, you kind of went off.
I just went off on a tangent. Wow. I do that. I'm passionate about.
Did you forget Greg was here?
I did. Let me ask you this question, or Greg, you can respond to that, but I'm going to ask you this question instead. What will and should happen to the NCAA moving forward?
Okay, first I want to talk about what you just went off on a second ago, because I think you have a wrong image of what's going on with the, what did you call them, the charity sports or whatever you called them? Welfare sports. Mm-hmm. Look, when Clemson tried to drop all those sports this year, I think it came out that the women's soccer team, I believe, they were 3 women in a locker, as opposed to the football team, which has a bowling alley and a movie theater to themselves. I mean, I don't think some of these sports are living at large the way you think they are. Okay, and so I want to start with. As far as the NCAA goes, they can't.
Hold on, let me stop you there. My argument isn't that they're living large; they're living above their means. And that's my argument. I'm not saying they're living large, and I don't know, it's very hard to have a football team that doesn't have a bowling alley and a movie theater set aside for a great program. It's very hard to conduct football programs without those amenities. You got to have bowling alleys and movie theaters.
I'm sure a bowling alley helps you
and
helps you throw blocks.
Yes,
I'm sure it does.
And so, the Clemson football team deserves that. You see how much they win, the kind of crowds they draw? Hell, they're lucky just getting off with a bowling alley. I would ask for a putt-putt range. Do they still play putt-putt? Is putt-putt still? Do you ever play putt-putt?
Yeah. It was called trying to get my car to school.